Kieran Burke, BTS, go ahead when you're ready.
Daire, Joe, how are you doing, lads?
Hi Kieran, how are you?
Not too bad. Quick question, Daire, just on, I suppose, the pre-season preparation. I was reading comments there from Declan Devine today, and he was talking about the route that Derry have gone with their friendlies in terms of the fact that, bar one side, I think it's Bray from the first division they're playing fellow Premier Division teams. Was that something you considered? I know there's an opinion that maybe it's not ideal to play teams from your own division, but the point that Declan Devine made was, in this day and age, everyone has footage of every other team now at this stage anyway, so you're not really giving a lot away. So I just thought, did you consider maybe that route, or are you happy with the friendlies you've organised?
Yeah, no, listen, we were playing 5 first division teams. It was something that we possibly did look at because, listen, there is a difference, obviously a big difference between playing a team from the first division and the Premier Division and what we're going to come up against in the Premier Division. But we felt for what's ahead of us this year that we really wanted to focus on playing the first division teams for this year. So we have 5 games. We have UCD, Cove, Athlone, Galway, and who's the other one? We have one other one anyway. So we have 5 first division clubs. But we're happy with that. We go with Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Saturday, with the league kicking off the following week. So I think our first game is Sunday the 21st against UCD. We play Cove midweek, and we play Cabinteely. That's who the 5th game is against, the Sunday. And then with games against Galway on the 6th, and then we play Athlone on the 13th, the week before the season starts. So we have some good sides in there, and some first division teams that have invested and will give us some good games. So we feel we've done enough to prepare with the goals games that we've arranged.
Just a quick question for Joe. For the first 6 home games are obviously at home, and 2 of those games are against Strata and Hearts, 2 teams that maybe people might expect to be down there with Longford this season. How big are those games going to be even without the fans?
Yeah, obviously absolutely massive games, but every game this year is going to be huge. Obviously some will bring more pressure than others depending on how the season is going, but we'll prepare for all of them individually. We'll be set up the way we want to play. We'll approach them the way the game needs to be approached, and as I said earlier, momentum is going to be huge. So if we can kick on with a bit of positive momentum, especially in those group of games, it'll be really good for us.
And just back to Daire there quickly. Obviously, there's never a bad time to go up, but this year the challenges of the pandemic. Do you feel if you had gone up with another year, you might have had a slightly stronger budget to play with? I know you said you're very happy with what you've done, but is this the most difficult year probably for a team from the first division to go up and try and stay up then?
Yeah, and listen, it's understandable with the situation, the way everything is in the country, and possible sponsorship and extra money that you would have expected coming in through crowds that possibly would have increased our budget in normal circumstances to what we would have hoped. But listen, it is what it is. I'm not one to complain about it. I'll get on with it. I'm happy with what we've got. So the important thing is that we maintain our position in this league. And listen, COVID isn't going to be around forever. So hopefully it will be the case that we'll continue in this league, and in years to come, that extra investment that's going to be needed to help us kick on as a club and challenge further up will be there. And I've mentioned everything that's there and available to the club, and people backing it. They really do back us. So we're hopeful that they will do likewise this year. And listen, with the budget that we have, we're really happy with who we've brought in. We feel we've done some really good recruitment and work there.
The one you said earlier you're very excited about is Callum Thompson. Would it be fair to compare him? He's got a very similar profile to Anto Breslin, who obviously was a huge success for Longford Town. He's coming back from Wolves. We all seen him play with Bray last year. He's very physically strong, very quick. I know they play in different positions, but they seem to have the same type of profile.
Yeah, no, listen, you mentioned his time over there at Wolves, and he played obviously in the youth and under 23 team over there before coming back. And listen, he was one of Bray's standout performers last year in the first division, where Bray only finished a point off. He had an excellent year. It was his, I suppose, first year in senior football, and he really stood up to it. And he was a player that a number of teams identified to look to bring into their team this year, and we're very thankful that we were able to get a deal done for him, and we think he can be a big player for us in the coming year.
Last couple of questions for you, Daire. Are you slightly concerned about a lack of Premier Division experience? I know you've touched on the captain, Dean Zambra. Obviously, Lee Stacey's been in or around Premier Division setups before. There's a couple of others as well. But when you look at maybe Drogheda that have gone up, they've signed huge experience with Massey, Corker and Deegan, just to name a few. Are you slightly concerned about the lack of experience in the top flight?
Yeah, listen, it definitely would have been nice to be able to. we weren't in a position where we could, unfortunately. So we've had to go the way that we've gone. But they both come with different challenges as well. You've mentioned some players there that have been very injury prone over the last couple of seasons, and they can work either way, some of these signings. And whether you're an older player with experience or maybe a young lad coming through, there's risks with both. So we're happy with the way that we've had to approach it and go this year, and we feel that'll work for us and get us players that will be fit, strong and able to play on that pitch every single week.
Just final question. I think you've kind of touched on it already, but you mentioned there's been huge support for the club off the field, even despite everything that's going on and people struggling financially. People have been out buying season tickets, buying merchandise, a lot of support for the team on social media. That must be something that'll really drive the lads going into that first game in particular.
Yeah, no, listen, it's brilliant, and you're really seeing that when it came to the playoffs last year with the amount of support that was there, the messages, the videos that were there. And I think, like I say, a day or two after we got promoted, I probably spent a couple of hours just looking at everything that had come through and all the messages, because I think I turned my phone off for about 24 hours the day after the evening that we got promoted, because it was happened so much. But there's so much support out there for us. There really is. The town really get behind us, and we know how much they want us to be successful. We've got a group of players in there that we've some great people in the group, and they're all from really good families who support them as well. So it's great from that side of things that our players are backed and supported there as well. And with all of that together, it's hugely positive for the coming season, and we know that people will support us without being able to get into the ground themselves.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks, lads. Thanks, James.
Thanks, Kieran.